If you've just jumped back into the world of Pokemon card collecting, you might be feeling overwhelmed with all the new changes and new sets. Trust me, I've been there. Whether it's your first time collecting or you're returning after a very long break, there are a few things you absolutely need to know to avoid wasting money and making rookie mistakes. In this video, I'm sharing 14 essential tips that will help you build a collection that you're proud of without falling into the common traps. Also, if you'd like to connect with me and other Pokemon card collectors and enthusiasts, feel free to join our Discord community down below in the description. The hidden cost, sales tax, surprises. When comparing prices between your local card shop and online marketplaces like TCG Player, don't forget about sales tax. This might seem obvious, but it's a detail many collectors overlook. While that Charizard VMAX might be listed at the same price in store as online, adding 6 to 8% sales tax can quickly make it more expensive. This becomes especially significant with high value cards. A $100 card with 8% tax suddenly costs $108, enough to buy several booster packs. While sales tax might not matter much for commons or cards under $20, it can make a substantial difference for those chase cards you've been eyeing. Before making any purchase, always calculate the final price, including tax. Sometimes even with shipping costs, online purchases end up being more economical for those premium cards. And speaking of economical purchases strategies, there's an even smarter way to build your collection. Singles, the secret weapon of smart collectors. If you're serious about completing sets without emptying your wallet, buying singles is hands down the most cost-effective approach. Rather than gambling on booster packs hoping to pull that rare Pikachu, you can simply purchase the exact card that you want. I personally prefer buying singles in person at my local card shop where I can inspect the condition before purchasing. Nothing's worse than ordering a near mint card online only to discover edge wear or scratches when it arrives. However, reputable online marketplaces like TCG Player do offer buyer protection if you can't find what you need locally. Remember that opening packs is fun, but if your goal is to complete a set, singles will save you hundreds of dollars in the long run. Just be careful where you buy those singles from, and definitely avoid one particular type of product that's notorious for scams. Loose pack peril. Why you should avoid unverified sellers. Here's something that I learned the hard way. Buying loose packs from third-party sellers is incredibly risky. The sad reality is that pack tampering has become sophisticated in recent years. Unscrupulous sellers use methods to determine which packs contain high-value cards without even opening them. I've seen videos of people using these tiny metal detectors to identify which cards have holographic cards, then selling only the dud packs to unsuspecting collectors. It's a scary place out there. Others have perfected resealing techniques that are nearly impossible to detect. If you're buying packs, stick to sealed products from reputable retailers or verified sellers with excellent feedback. Better yet, consider purchasing directly from stores like Target, Walmart, or your local card shop where products come straight from the distributors, and if you can find them. And while we're talking about maximizing value, don't overlook what many collectors consider junk. Hidden treasure, your bulk cards have value. Those common and uncommon cards piling up in your collection aren't just taking up space, they could be worth some real money. Many collectors focus solely on ultra rares while ignoring the value in their bulk cards. Certain trainer cards are especially valuable due to their usefulness in competitive play. For example, Boss's Orders is a trainer card that regularly sells for several dollars despite not being particularly rare. Energy cards, especially special golden energy cards, can also fetch surprising prices. Consider selling your bulk cards to card shops or on third-party marketplaces. The money you make can fund your next purchase of your next Elite Trainer box or that chase card that you've been eyeing. But before you start selling anything, make sure you're properly protecting your collection. Shield your investment, the importance of card sleeves. One heartbreaking moment can teach you this lesson forever. I once dropped a special illustration rare and it just happened to fall on its corner, instantly transforming it from a near mint to damaged condition card, and watching its value basically plummet in seconds. Quality card sleeves are non-negotiable for any serious collector. I personally like using dragon sleeves for valuable cards. They're durable, they're crystal clear, and they're really easy to input in card binders. For less valuable cards, you can't just go wrong with penny sleeves that offer basic protection at minimal cost. Remember to sleeve cards immediately after opening packs, especially the rare pulls. Even a few minutes of handling can lead to microscopic scratches on the holographic surfaces that reduce a card's value. With your cards being properly protected, it's time to think about where to find the best deals to your new additions to add to your collection. The secret shopping spot, Pokemon vending machines. Here's something that many collectors don't know. Pokemon vending machines exist in malls and shopping centers across the country, offering products at MSRP or manufacturer's suggested retail price. These official machines are regularly stocked and sell authentic products without the markup you might find at specialty shops. They're especially valuable during a new set release when products are hard to come by. Visit the Pokemon Center website to see if there's a vending machine in your city. You might be surprised to discover one just a short drive away. But if there's no vending machine nearby, don't worry, there's another retail secret that can help you score cards at fair prices. The backroom bounty: always ask customer service. When you visit major retailers like Target or Walmart, don't just check the toy aisle and leave disappointed. One of the best tips I've learned is to always ask customer service or returns if they have Pokemon cards in the back. Many stores keep their trading card inventory behind the counter to prevent theft or limit purchases during high demand periods. I've lost count how many times I've found empty shelves in the card aisle of these major retailers, only to discover that plenty of product is actually available if you simply ask behind the counter. This strategy works particularly well on restock days, which typically happen in my city during the midweek at most major retailers. And speaking of employees, here's another important insight about shopping at big box stores. Employee knowledge gap. Don't take no for an answer. Store employees aren't always familiar with every product their store carries, especially seasonal or specialty items like Pokemon cards. I once asked a Target employee if they sold Pokemon cards and was told no, only to later find the clever premium collection boxes right by the checkout counters. If one employee says they don't carry cards, politely ask another or check for yourself. Cards might be in unexpected locations, near checkout lanes, glassed up by the cigarette case, or in the electronics department, or by the register, or in the seasonal sections. Don't be discouraged by initial responses and always do a thorough search of the store. Your persistence might be rewarded with you finding an elite trainer box that everyone's hunting for. Once you start building your collection though, you'll need to decide exactly what kind of collector you want to be. Collector's choice: there's no right way to collect Pokemon cards. The Pokemon TCG community sometimes gets caught up in proper collecting methods, but here's the truth: there's no single right way to collect. Your collection should bring you joy, not stress. Some collectors focus on completing master sets, while others collect only their favorite Pokemon across multiple sets. Some prefer sealed products, keeping boxes unopened as long-term investments. Others collect based on artwork, focusing on cards with beautiful illustrations from a particular artist. Whatever your approach is, make sure it makes you happy and that it's the correct one for you. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. And if you're looking to expand your collection while meeting fellow enthusiasts, there's a special type of event you should know about. Card Show Goldmine. Timing your visit for maximum savings. Local card shows are treasure troves for collectors, offering opportunities to find cards below market price while connecting with the community. These events bring together vendors from across the country, creating competition that often leads to better deals than you'd find online or in shops. Here's an insider tip that saved me hundreds that I was told from a recent trade partner. Visit on the last day of the show, ideally. Vendors are typically more willing to negotiate as the event winds down, preferring to sell their inventory rather than to pack it up and take it home. My trade partner has told me that he's been able to secure cards at 30 to 40% below market value during the final hours of the card shows. The caveat though is that sometimes all the good stuff is already gone. Check Facebook groups, local game stores, and community bulletin boards to find upcoming card shows in your area. While you're browsing social media for events, you might also discover another excellent source for discounted cards: marketplace deals, finding hidden gems online. Some of my best card acquisitions have come from Facebook Marketplace and OfferUp, where individual sellers often price cards below market value. These platforms connect you directly with other collectors who might be clearing space or leaving the hobby. When shopping on these platforms, always meet in public places like a coffee shop, library, or in the bank. Bring a loupe or magnifying glass to check the card. Make sure to always inspect the card and conditions, and make sure to spot fake cards from real cards. Know current market prices also before negotiating, and be prepared to walk away if something seems suspicious. Speaking of suspicious offers, let's talk about one of the biggest dangers out there in the Pokemon card world: counterfeit alert, how to spot fake cards. As Pokemon card values have increased, so has the prevalence of counterfeits. Learning to identify fake cards will save you from costly mistakes and disappointment. Here are some key warning signs. Hollow patterns that run completely vertical in this modern era instead of having a scattered pattern are probably fake. Missing texture on ultra rare cards should also be very concerning. Incorrect spelling of the Pokemon without the E on the accent of the E is always present on genuine cards. Colors that appear too bright or too dull compared to authentic cards are also a warning sign. Cards that feel flimsy or have the wrong thickness can also be another warning sign. You can can visit your local card shop and ask if they have examples of fake cards that you can examine. Most are happy to educate collectors on spotting counterfeits. What I normally do now is that every time I'm coming across a card that I want, I try to bring a similar card within that same set. Although I'm not the best at spotting counterfeits, bringing a Delta Species card when I'm trying to buy another Delta Species card, what I'll do is that I'll just compare both of them side by side in order to tell whether it's real or not. With this knowledge, you'll be better prepared to explore one of the most enjoyable aspects of this hobby: trading up, the collector's path to growth. The T in TCG stands for trading, and it's the secret weapon for expanding your collection without spending a fortune. Trading allows you to convert duplicate cards into ones you actually need, creating a win-win situation for both parties. I recommend forming consistent trading relationships with 1 to 3 collectors in your area. As you guys open packs, set aside duplicates for trading rather than selling them. Over time, these trading partnerships can help both collections grow substantially. For example, my recent trade partner just let me know that they had Prismatic Evolutions in stock. Although I'm not the craziest about Prismatic Evolutions, it was still nice to open a few packs from them at MSRP. Local card shops often host trade nights where collectors can meet other collectors and exchange cards. These events are perfect for beginners looking to connect with the community while improving their collection. But if you're looking for the absolute best deals, there's one more strategy to consider: the ultimate money saver, buying from individual sellers. My personal favorite way to acquire cards lately is buying directly from individual sellers. This approach offers multiple advantages: no sales tax, no markup, and prices typically range from 60 to 90% of market value. You also have the opportunity to inspect their cards before purchasing, and you can also build relationships with collectors. I've built most of my high-end value cards within my collection this way, saving hundreds compared to retail prices. The key is patience and networking. Let other collectors know what you're looking for, and eventually someone will be looking to sell exactly what you need. By connecting with other enthusiasts at local card shops, card shows, and other groups, you'll develop a network that provides access to cards at prices you simply won't find in stores. Plus, these connections often lead to friendships that make the hobby even more enjoyable. Whether you're returning to Pokemon cards after decades away, or just starting your collecting journey, these 14 tips will help you build an impressive collection without breaking the bank. Start by protecting what you have, be strategic about where and how you shop, learn to spot fakes, and connect with other collectors through trading and events. Before long, you'll have a collection that brings you joy every time you flip through a binder. And speaking of binders, if you're interested in learning what collection binder I think is the best, make sure to watch this video next where I test out 7 different card binders for Pokemon cards.